Hey everyone, so I am H. Biswas, Academic Counselor of IGNOU. So today our the course is NMPC 017 and today block number 4, unit number 9 and 10. So that is Advanced Strategic Management. So both the units are very important. It's a part of your block 4. So unit number 9 is your IT, Information Technology and Strategy. And then unit number 10 is your Technology and Research and Development. So both the units are very important. I discuss about the concept of the IT and their strategies, various strategies, and slowly you have to go on according. So let's see the concept of these. So content of this unit, basically there are introduction as usual. Then you have to see what the definition of IT and the strategies and usefulness, basically where the IT is used, how to implement all the information technology in a very smooth way. Then 9.4 unit, where you have to see the innovation and the performance of the IT, which is very much needed and present scenario. Then after that, we have to discuss about the e-business, it's the electronics business. As we heard that the e-commerce, m-commerce, like this your e-business. So you have to see what are the differences and what the way it is integrated with internet information technology and e-business, that also we have to see. And then IT in service sector. That is the unit number 9. Let's see one by one. As an introductory part, you see, as we know, that the increasing competitions in the worldwide, the competition is very in high levels. So all the organizations should have a higher performance levels. The globalizations and the liberalizations are the example of the immense changes that most of the organizations face today. To cope with these challenges, or rather I guess how to overcome these challenges. So organizations need to consider the information technology as an important factor, not only to strengthen the operational efficiency and effectiveness, but also to quickly and constantly respond to the customer's needs and competitive pressures with the IT enables products, services, and distribution channels. And IT also enables the links with the customers, suppliers, and other stockholders. So you see, it is a dimension, various dimensions can be covered by the IT. Now, the creation of a competitive advantage through the use of information technology, this requires the business executives to control these vital corporate resources and manage its use. It means all the executives are to be equipped, are to be skilled enough so that they can manage all the situations as needed. So information technology is a very, here it is transactional and the operational, both them you have to consider it. It aids the organization to automation. Many of the operational process, it enhances the efficiency, but its effectiveness is also often suspect. As we know, as the technology is increasing, definitely there will be some error. Sometimes the problems is also as well as there. But we have to consider it is efficiency. You have to see all the advantage of the IT, that part also you have to consider. So however, in order to take the full advantage of the information technology, the top management must recognize its strategic value and incorporate to their strategic plans. So IT professionals must identify the organization's information needs and develop the IT strategy that aligns with the overall corporate strategy. So with input from user departments and the top management. Further, the information technology is every organization normally evolves from a means to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the organizations to a means to influence the strategic position of the company. Here, the management then becomes a conscious of the fact, and next to technology, the design and the structure of the organizations are decisive factors. To a large extent, organizations which have more experience with automation realize that IT can not only improve the efficiency and effectiveness, but also that it is also a decisive importance to the company's success. A good strategy focuses less on the product or the services itself and more on the delivery of the services, reputations, etc. If you go further, you see it means the IT should strongly support the business process and constantly provide the management with the appropriate informations which is based on the IT architecture and infrastructures. So we have to see here now some of the steps for the designing of the IT architectures and the infrastructures, which includes the following. First thing, business visions, means the company or organizations or any institutes. First thing, you should have a good visions. You man up to the mission also. Then business should have some objectives. I'm just discussing about the steps. Then after that, process, business process and the operations, where the IT involvement is much needed. Then business architectures, function of the business. That means the blueprints, where everything will be reflected. Then your application assist blueprint. So all these things are the steps when you are going for the designing the IT. Now coming to infrastructures. IT infrastructure is described as the setting up and the management of the whole hardware, software, and data communication supply in such a way that business architectures and the IT architectures can be implemented successfully. It means here both the things parallel you have to think. When you are the organization structures, at the same the IT structures that should be aligned and integrated so nicely so that there should not be any gaps between it. So both the things should be implemented parallelly. Now the components of the IT infrastructures. What are the infrastructures? The component. The IT infrastructure is not only a matter of hardware, but also a complete integrations of the information technology supply. So within the scope of the following components are recognized in the IT infrastructures. Now I am telling you some of the major component of the IT infrastructures. First thing, so the component is one of the aspect. Then services, IT services, another infrastructure, another component. Then IT control and the instruments. Because once the IT is in information technology, what are the components? All are highly technical parts. When it is implemented, but we are not controlling the things. We are not able to control the things. Then whole thing will be suffer. Now, other factors which affects the IT infrastructures include that is other things user friendly, because when you are making an infrastructure or designing the IT, you have to keep in mind the system should be user friendly. Otherwise, lot of struggles, problems, hassles will be there. So cost control is also another part. Hardware policy, you have to see the unified, all the hardware policies should be unified, and moreover, nevertheless, safeguarding, because the security, cyber security, as usual, are very important nowadays. So safeguarding all the infrastructure is also important, security point of view. The importance of the establishing the IT infrastructure is that the IT architecture is defined in the form of So now I have to see what are the different formations. Description of the necessary computer systems. First things, when you are going for the designing the IT infrastructure, first things you have to design, you have to describe the things, computer systems. Second thing, you have to describe the local and the central database management systems to be used. What are the local systems and the central database? That also you have to, how much that is the involvement of the database, that also you have to consider, you have to describe. Third thing is program package. What type of program you have to run these IT systems? That different programs also. And then another part is this. All the programs are compatible or not, that is also another issue of theirs. So selection of the program is also seen, and accordingly we have to, our infrastructure, the systems should be integrated. Another thing is languages. What type of languages you are using, that is also part of your importance. Then describe the telematic products and the services. These all are the important for. Now I have to come for competitive strategy and IT. So when we are talking about the competitions or competitive strategy, is the organization's approach to achieving the sustainable competitive advantage, or we can say the reducing the competitive advantage of its competitors. Strategic cost measures, which result is cost leaderships, are aimed at. IT and strategy, then reducing the cost, total costs of the organizations by reducing of the avoiding the specific cost, working with suppliers, distribution channels, or customers to reduce or avoid the sum of their cost, so that the organizations establish a preferential partnerships or increasing the cost profiles of the competitors. Now, the value chain and IT. All components of the value chain are interrelated. When addressing IT, so it should be designed to cut across the functional boundaries and integrated the various elements of the chain. The value systems and the IT. The value chain of an individual organizations which is competing in a particular industry is embedded in a larger stream of activities that Porter terms, as per the Porter, he says the value systems. This relates to the external relationships with suppliers at one end, and distributors at the other, and competitors in the middle. That will one side your supplier, other side is your distributors, and in between your competitors. So this is the relationships. Now IT for the innovations and the performance. Business environment, actually the business are increasingly finding themselves in business environments, facing the rapid increases in both turbulence and complexity, leading to enhance the uncertainty and increase the competitions, which in its most extreme form is termed as hyper competitions. As per Davini, 1994, he said these things. The importance of knowledge integrations and the ability of the information to be linked to the positive relationship between using the IT to improve the internal communications and successful innovations facilitating a higher degree of coordinations and integration of activities. Now coming to e-business. The e-business, it implies that it is the distinct from the business parts. It also the referred to as a new business paradigms. The recent reversal of fortunes of the dot-com business has graphically emphasized the fact that they and e-business operate within the same business environment and context as the conventional bricks and mortar business. That is as per the Porter 2001, he described that way. However, fundamental to this is a technology that has enabled the e-business phenomena to take place. Now let's see the web-based business models. Here, the rapid expansion of the worldwide web and e-commerce has created a number of new business paradigms. This is a total paradigm shift, you can see it. The area of business relationships which have emerged include the business to business, that is, we say the B2B, then business to customers, B2C, e-marketplace, etc. There are so many combinations are there, C2, C2C, and other combinations are also there. Now, see the IT in service sector. Investments in service sector IT have been aimed primarily at productivity, or we can say the efficiency gains. And this is the measure that most firms use to gauge the benefits. So service sector is very important. Now competitive pressure is making the service companies eliminate the cost, that is the mostly the people. The job cut is also there sometimes because of the competitions. And new easy to use of software is allowing the full applications of the computer power. Then standard accounting systems, SAS, this can measure the labor cost, but not the cost of the poor customer services. Consequently, the managers must justify new investments in information technology on the basis of efficiency gains and labor savings. This is Berkeley and Gupta, 1994. He says that these definitions, where as per the standard accounting systems, you have to keep in mind and you have to justify the investment. There, some of the things are to be considered, that is your input information, then your knowledge, what are the job status, quality control, complaints management, service recovery, and customer defections. So all are part of your accounting systems. Now, you have to go for Unit 10, that is your Technology and R&D. This is also another very important units. Here again you have to see the introductions and technology and R&D in the organizations. Then your features of the technology package, what are the packages are there. Then your competitive strategy and the competitiveness, then your competitive advantage and the R&D, then your value chain and the value chain analysis, and the development of the R&D strategy, and what are the various steps involved in developing the R&D strategy, that also helps. And finally, the progress of the R&D organizations in your strategy development. So now, R&D name itself are research. So technology strategy, first we have to discuss about the technology. So technological strategy and its proper management enhance the competitive advantage. And it helps in building of the knowledge and skill. Now, type of technology. There is the product technology. It refers to the various features of the product. Different type of products is there. Level of technology also to be mentioned. The knowledge needed for processing or manufacturing a product in the process technology. And then the skills required to run the business in management of technology, or you can say the operational skills, basically to run the business, to run the technology adaptation of the technology, to skill the technology is very important. Now, research and development (R&D) it plays in the competitive success of a firm. Most of the developed country, big organizations should have a R&D. They are here actually I can refer some of the things. Now, most of the IT sectors or software companies or development companies, their annual revenue, what are the profits? At least around 40 to 60%, they are investing in the R&D for to survive in the market, for the competition in the market. They have to have a investments to be. So plays in a competitive success in the farm. So that's why if you maintain your competitiveness in the market, or to sustain, remain, or to maintain the consistency, so R&D is one of the important factors. So for the success of the farm, and acting to ensure the technology decisions and the policies contribute to the farm's competitive advantage. So around 50 to 60%, most of the companies are investing for new innovations or to advance technology to prepare these things. Investors. The primary motivation of the R&D is to find the potential applications for advances in knowledge. It's the primary things. To gain the knowledge, to explore that some of the things as a new research. Actually put it in the inverted comma, that is a research on existing activity for introducing the new knowledge also helps in idea generations. So this is the technology push, means have to have a develop some of the new ideas. Now development as such, that includes the engineering, creations, design and the productions. Training and development is also one of the part of it. Training, then marketing. So first use and the diffusions. So you have to, it should be always in the front lines. Some generative ideas. So the effectiveness of any R&D is determined in terms of usefulness. Again, the term is usefulness of the technologies. So that only you can define the effectiveness of the R&D. So in short, effectiveness of the R&D is equal to, or you can say what are the outputs of that should be usefulness, the main things. That is our technology. Then technology development should be cost effective and fulfill the customer preferences. That is another major aspect, because if it is not cost effective, then you cannot run very long time, you cannot run this business. It may affect your growth, profit, etc. And another aspect, if the technology, what are the innovations, the things, what are the new things, which is not very useful for the customers, and customers is not preferring the things. So we have to really focus on the customer needs. Accordingly, you have to search for the new technology. The technology package, it consists of the three principal elements, namely the product design, product techniques, and the management systems. The three things are there. First of all, principally, you have to design what type of products you really require after the survey. Obviously, after the rigorous survey, you can decide. Then techniques, what type of production techniques you adopted, and that is, it is the international standard on as per the latest state of the technology that you have to adopt it. And the management systems. The three principles is categories of the technical information or know-how inherent in technological systems are general knowledge, system-specific and firm-specific knowledge. Where the know-how, we are considering the know-how part, we can say, other way, we can explain. So, technological systems are basically your general knowledge, system-specific should be, and firm-specific knowledge. The need for technology absorptions at the farm level in India, and the measures being taken to encourage absorptions efforts are to be highlighted. Number one, so technology should be where adoptions should be required, adaptations, then your absorptions, acquisition and technology optimizations, improvement and upgradations, technology evaluations, protection of the technology, then technology search strategy, technology audit. So all these aspects, or we can say the different level of things, measurable things, are should be in the farm. To when you are going for the, it is basically the need for the technology, or to considering these all these areas, or we can say all these dimensions you have to look after. Traditionally, actually the strategy has focused on setting the goals and developing a plan to achieve them by aligning a company's resources, strength and weakness. Based on this, focus on thereon. And with the external opportunities, what type of opportunity maybe, and what are the threats, what type of risk management, particularly the customers and the competitions, focus on this area. Earlier it was there, traditionally. But in a free market economy, where the generic goal of any firm is to enhance its competitiveness, this generic, in the general way, generic goals are there. How to enhance the competitiveness, and which can be defined as the ability of a firm to get customers choose its product or services over the competition's alternatives on a substantial basis. Most of the companies have a different product and they can based on the needs of the customers, they can arrange your products accordingly there, and so that uh, sustainability can be maintained in the free market economy. Now, in the short run, for a firm to get customers to buy its products or services over competing alternatives on an unsustainable basis, with, for example, mortgaging its assets and using the proceeds to subsidize and lower prices. Yes, subsidize the thing and give you some for momentarily and a very short period sometimes. Thus attracting the customers until the earnings run out and the farm to collapse. So this is a short run type to for the competitive strategy that we take it, how to competitiveness. So all the different type of here actually try to highlight, just try to emphasize the things. The different situations or different situations, the competitive strategy, what type of strategies are described. Traditionally, in the free market economy, then in short run, depending on the situations. Now, competitive advantage and the R&D. A firm can enjoy competitive advantage in several ways. For instance, a firm may gain the competitive advantage because the price of its product is lower. So when the price is lower, definitely revenue will be more and the profit margin will be more. The quality of its products is higher. So if otherwise you can maintain your quality, then definitely there is also another area of customers are preferring these things. Always they look after the quality. So this is the way also you can make your advantage. Now, another is adaptability, availability of its product is sooner. If your product is coming very fast in the market, other competitors are not, maybe they are under process, but your products are launching the fast, you capture the market very easily, or dependably just in time. So that is also one of the strategy. So in time, the product should be in time in the market, considering the present scenario. So that is also another advantage. Then customer service is better. As you know, the Zomato and your Amazon, Flipkart, most of the companies, they are focused on the service. Or maybe your Voltas or all other service engineers, immediately they can come. I think you can understand when the first thing the Samsung TV launches is come in the market. That time maybe the Sony and other company are very popular. They are in the market leaders. But when Samsung has come, when they launch in the market, and they have taken one strategy to fulfill the customer's service in better way. I think there is one short movie was there, story type. The girl is blind, yes, running their school in the hilly area where the travel is very difficult situations. So his TV was some problem was there. He called the service center to for a call. So my TV is not working. Please send somebody on. And all the students are waiting. because the problem was there. But the service engineer, when he is running to reach these locations, heavy rain or terrains, there are road construction was very bad, lot of things. But he has diverted his car in such a way and reached there finally. And by the time the rain was there, and he entered in the room and finally just opened his toolkit, and within a second he can run the TV. And when all the students are there, mostly they are enjoying the TV songs and whatever it is. So that is one of the clips, the advertisement basically. So you see the service, customer service. The reach, the idea is to reach in a very rich area, and where it is not possible in the same day, same time to reach there and repairing the things. So this is the way the Samsung has started their business. So they have to focus on their customer service. So to capture the market basically, and their market share, as we know, the market share has increased. Even though all are big players in the market there, but they are focused on their customers. So this is actually here we are talking about the competitive advantage. So that is one of the customers. Now attractiveness of its product is greater. To make a product your attractive, so that it should be attractive, robust, very beautiful color should be there, and this is the way. Another thing, awareness of this product is greater. Another thing is awareness. If the much area you are awareness, we just advertised through the social media or maybe through the way or camping the things. So if you develop the awareness of the product in a greater way, so it is also one of the route, one of the path. The other socials, your psychological and the ideological factors is also there. This is also another way you can develop your market, or you can increase your competitiveness. Now, value chain and the value chain analysis. According to Porter, the value chain is a systematic way of examining all the activities a firm performs and how they interact for analyzing the source of competitive advantage. It is just quotation quote by your Porter. He says, what is the value chain importance? So value chain activities are process of things that are done in a firm. This is important because the value chain activities be analyzed much more effectively by using the value chain analysis. Firms can then create the competitive advantage. Some ways are there. So I will discuss about the 3 ways. There are 3 ways are there. You can develop things. You can create the things. Number 1, by placing the greater or lesser emphasis with the allocation of the resources, management, time and attentions, or specific activities than competitors do. So this is one of the area where through this way we can. Number 2, by performing the specific activities, there is a better management, more highly trained people, better maintain the equipment, you're maintaining all this, or differently using an alternative, possibly new or improve the technology, then competitors do. So this is basically the product. You have to quality, or rather I can say simply, you have to maintain the quality of the equipment. Number 3, by managing the linkages among the activities better than competitors. So your linkages is very what are all the activities, maybe it's a small activity, but you are linkages with that activity also. So delay or gap should not be there. So every time you can get the problems, what is going on, very quickly you can understand and make it link very fast. So all the activities you are considering, the better way, and what are the other companies are doing, you are doing it more better. So that managing part is also another way you can develop the value chain. This means your when you are the productions and your component level, supplier, vendors, and your warehouse people, roadway, transport, logistics. So all are involved. So different node points are there. Every node points are to be you can consider as linkages so that you have better network systems so that with the other companies not being. So your value chain analysis are required. Where the gaps is there, where are the dealing positions are there, you are try to be leakages themselves. Now the choice of your which value chain activity should a firm focus on should be governed by the competitive advantages that the firm is pursuing in implementing its competitive strategy. So for example, if the low cost price in the strategy, then the low cost technologies should be used while in differentiations in the strategy. Then activities such as R&D, which maximize the specific competitive advantages, should be used. So consistent with the price, a premium of customers are willing to pay for the uniqueness. So that's why. So every moment you have to analyze it, and whereas our topics is R&D and the IT, so you see where the R&D is coming in pictures. What the way it is giving you in a very better positions than any farm. So innovations. Now coming to our development of the R&D and the studies. This part is there. Innovations. As you know, it is a very now is hue and cry everywhere. We are discussing all the innovation, creativity, new things, new norms, whatever things is essential for achieving the corporate goals, such as profitability. And an R&D strategy can aid in selecting the right projects that align with a broader outlook, technical strengths, and marketplace demands. So here actually, in a very comprehensive way, it is declared, it is emphasized that technical strength is one issue, one of the things. Marketplace demand is also one thing. Then broader outlooks. And all these things has to be aligned with the right product. That only your innovations are in the dimension of the direction of the innovations are. So you have to make a strategy in such a way, or the development of the R&D are to be like this. Not any haphazard way, start some of the business or any product you have seen. So selection of the product is very important. How far this product will be acceptable and how long it will be sustained. That also you have to see it. Or in between, what type of modifications, that probability or possibilities or provisions have to be there for any improvement purposes. So in order to develop a sound R&D strategy, certain prerequisites must be placed. Now I'm to try to highlight the things. So before developing the R&D strategy, so you have to keep in certain aspect in the mind, or rather I can say the prerequisites must be the place. What are the things? Number one, there are selected some of the seven uh, prerequisites for the developing of the R&D strategy are there. Number one is the belief that R&D strategy can solve the problems. That is also main things. You have to trust, you have to believe the things. Yes, that strategy definitely will be overcome the things and can solve the problems socially and other way also. And company can grow further. And that things are acceptable by the society also. That also keep in mind. What I'm doing on my product, or development purposes, the purpose behind it, that is the social requirements. So that believe you first develop the things. Number two, creation of a planning staff within a large R&D department. So creation is one of the important things. Or we can say the establishment of a strong commitment of the R&D line managers in a small R&D organizations to devote enough effort to doing R&D strategic planning. So team should be very good team should be there. All are research scholars or knowledgeable persons are there. They are already enough knowledge. So your planning staff to be very uh, dedicated and very all are to be different commitments. Number three, a method of linking the R&D strategy planning to R&D operations. Because suppose sometimes your strategy is good, you have planned such a way, but operational problems are arising. So you have to keep in mind also that what the strategy, what type of R&D strategy you are taking, that operationally it should not be any, not face the problems. Very smooth it can be operated. So it should be understandable and very easy going or user friendly. Main things ultimately in the operation time. So it should be very more user friendly. So that is that linking you have to decide before going for any development. Now coming to number 4, a mode of getting the strategic marketing done. So you have to see the which mode you are. You have to take in the present scenario. Now, fifth is the active support from the senior management. Most of the companies sometimes because of so many factors, the top managing CEO and directors, they are not enough convinced to invest lot of money in the R&D. Because R&D sometimes is very futuristic things. Because you have to invest fast, you have to see these things. Maybe after 2 years, you can get the results. So sometimes it is a misconcept. I think sometimes the top management, maybe they are very much aware of the present situation scenario, present solution, present problems. They are very much aware of these things, and they try to solve the present scenarios. So that is the things, the involvement of the top management is very important, and their support is also. So when this type of proposals or the ideas are coming in the top management, they should give us some certain time to read the proposals, or maybe they make some team to to analyze the thing, to review all these things, and somebody has to discuss about the things to top management. And so that idea is involvement of the top management. So when the top management will be involved, automatically support is also to be come. So active support from the senior management is important. Now 6. Prior efforts to develop the R&D strategy. Some of the prior efforts, it means some of the proactive action to be taken. We have to some of the prototype, some of the typically things you have to do some things as a model type. You have to explore the things. So that development are really effective on that. So some proactive actions, prototype actions are required. So that's why the prior efforts are also required in the R&D strategy. Now, last is 7th point is a series of substantial and the solid efforts that produce the tangible results of their own, but allow R&D people to get better and R&D strategy. So there are so many other requirements may be there, but there are major 7 points are really required for the developing the R&D strategy. There are some of the steps for involving in the developing. Now, what are the steps are there? As I said, believe the R&D strategy, solve the problems, creating the planning stuff is almost the repeating the things. I can skip this slide. It's okay. The same thing. Maintaining the validity of the planning, it is the same thing. So I can skip these slides and go further. So progress of the R&D organizations and strategy development. But a few R&D organizations have perceived the R&D strategy as a way to solve the problem. In most companies, R&D strategic planning does not have the active support of the senior management. As actually just now I say, most of the companies, they are not rely on, they are reluctant to invest more money in the R&D strategies. As I said on the earlier, that the world competitions, if you are in the competitive market, so you have to innovate all the things. You see the iPhone and other Microsoft, and every time they are innovating and every different versions they are in the launching the market. So as you have seen, that's why there are most of the money they are investing in the R&D. So they know how to survive in the market, how to create the revenue of the market, the company growth, etc. That's why they are providing most of the things in the R&D works. So most of the strategic goals that organizations have formulated are similar and quite predictable. To word out your fundamental threats to the company's business. Now, some of the things are predictable things. Number one, toward out your fundamental threats to the companies. Number two is to comply the government regulation. That is also another issue, because sometimes the rule and regulations you have to obey. You cannot simply avoid the rules. So, what are the laws, bylaws, everything? You have to follow these things. So, we have to comply all the rules basically before the formulations. So, in the summary of the R&D organizations, see, is that they made the significant progress, and in developing an R&D strategy. Most R&D organizations, however, have barely started developing an R&D strategy. The immediate challenges facing most R&D organizations, therefore, has to do with first establishing the preconditions required for the developing an R&D strategy. As I already discussed, some of the preconditions are required. So after doing this, then they will be able to meaningfully deal with the issues as to what the R&D properties, priorities should be, and how R&D resources should be allocated. So in this, both the units are interlinked, I can say. One of the IT part, as we discussed, and now the R&D. So strategical point of view, so information technology is the part of the strategic decision process in a firm, and similarly the R&D is also another thing. So as we say, one hand you have your information technology, and other hand your R&D. When it is collabed, or both the things are in your strategic way of companies deciding, so definitely the company can be divided, and that is the way out on to how for the growth and on the competitiveness. Now I can give up some of the possible questions or type of questions I can say. What type of questions normally coming in these 2 units basically that I have to discuss. So first, unit number 19, there are IT and strategy. Their questions may be like this. Explain the role of information technology and how can IT assist in enhancing the competitiveness in the firm. So this type of questions. Another questions it may be, what are the various components of the IT architecture? As I actually in my initial stages, I have already discussed some of your component of the stages, component of your architectures, and also what are the things that influence in your choice of particular IT infrastructures. When you are deciding the IT infrastructures, so what type of influences are there? Then IT improvement capacity and performance. So this type of questions are various organizations. IT is being extensively used by the various service organizations to improve the service delivery. So you have to choose some of the company and explain, and you enhance some of the quality services also. You can say this. Now, another thing, some of the questions from your this part, your R&D, they are explain the importance of the R&D strategy in enhancing the competitiveness of a firm. Another questions may come from your R&D this unit, that is your discuss the various steps involved in developing the R&D strategy. Actually here I'll try to show you so that all these informations and after that further along with this, if you go through the study material we know, then definitely it will help. You can answer it all the questions. So discuss the various steps involved in the development of the R&D strategy. Then give the reason why the R&D strategy not taking root in the Indian context. And technology. So what is the technology development? And what are the key inputs and factors that contribute to the success? So this type of questions you may go further, develop yourselves. So this I think. So this is the way now I complete the session. That is before unit number 9 and 10. So look forward for the next sessions. For another two units are there in the block 4, that is 11 and 12, and then after that this course will be complete. And then after that the review class will be there, review session will be there. So okay, I think thank you very much. Thank you.